have to heal this wound or we will never stop bleeding. We have to make good this crime. We have to show Tom Robinson justice in this courtroom.
That was Jeff Daniels in his role as Atticus Finch in the Broadway production of To Kill a Mockingbird, which, by the way, the latest production was written by Aaron Sorkin. So you can figure who a lot of the play was directed towards. And if you have any doubt about that, let's watch Jeff Daniels channeling Atticus Finch to obsess completely over Donald Trump. Now, the thing that's interesting, though, is that although Jeff Daniels obviously thinks he's embracing the role in real life of Atticus Finch, what he's really doing is channeling Captain Ahab and his obsession over his white whale, or in this case, it would be the big bad orange whale.
You know, if the big gamble is to go all the way to November 2020, which I agree, and lose, it's the end of democracy.
Any doubt at all that if Trump is reelected, and actually I should say if, will be reelected in 2020, that Jeff Daniels will be ready to go full Heaven's Gate and have to beam himself up to the mothership? Now watch Atticus Finch Daniels, really Captain Ahab Daniels, obsess over the people that are supporting President Trump.
Children are watching, and I live in Michigan, and after the election, I was surprised at some of the people. You know, I said, "Can you believe this election?" They go, "Yeah, isn't it great?" And you're going, "Whoa." My wife's on Facebook, and these go, "Oh, we got another Trumper." You know, and it's just, you didn't see it coming. Atticus goes through this. I know these people. They're good people. And there are reasons why. And he's an apologist. He's an enabler. And I think there are people in the Midwest, between the coasts, who don't know anything about, who don't care about this, who don't have time for this, who have to make a decision now. You have to decide whether, like Atticus, you believe that there is still compassion, decency, civility, respect for others. Do unto others. Remember that? Do unto others. All that stuff you guys believe in, and you still voted not for Hillary or for Trump. Where are you now? Because because your kids are looking up at you going, but he lies. And I think there are a lot of people in the Midwest who are going, it might be enough for them. We're going to find out if, you know.
You know who's a big fanboy of Atticus Finch Daniels? Really, as I said, Captain Ahab Daniels, obsessing about Trump voters? A certain notorious FBI leaker.
One of the people who came to see To Kill a Mockingbird, I think in January, is former FBI Director Jim Comey,
yes,
who was sort of the tip of the spear in this fight between the president and his own Justice Department FBI. I texted him today. I didn't know that he came to see the play and asked him what it means in this moment, and he wrote this. Do we have that to put up? I'll read it off my phone here. First, he said the whole family went in early January. We were so excited to see it that Patrice, that's his wife, fell on the sidewalk, broke her clavicle, and refused to go to the hospital. She held her arm in place during the show. It's the perfect play for our time. It reminds us that people can be deeply biased and flawed, but the truth is a real thing, and our heroes in the long run are always those who stood up for it. The 1,000 little cowards melt away. There will be no plays about the virtue of this Republican Party and its passion for truth. I mean, he's seeing the same parallel. I think anyone who's been in the arena, in the political arena at another moment, can't escape the parallels between all the cowardice of the mob.
Yeah, I'm certain that the constantly sermonizing Comey also fantasizes that he's Atticus Finch. Maybe you can have an Atticus Finch contest. Who does a better Atticus Finch with Jeff Daniels? Although actually both of them are like Captain Ahab, completely obsessed over the big, bad, orange whale.
I mean, he's seeing the same parallel. I think anyone who's been in the arena, in the political arena at another moment, can't escape the parallels between all the cowardice of the mob, which is very much a theme.
Yeah, and Sorkin writes to that. I think it's Sorkin who put it in, where Atticus talks about, a mob acts on emotion, absent facts, absent respect for, absent contemplation, and mostly absent responsibility. What they get is anonymity. A conscience can be exhausting. It'll keep you up at night. A mob's a place where people go to take a break from their conscience. And you lay that line out every night, and you can hear them go, oh.
No, you know what they go,
yeah.
Yeah. When I was sitting there.
Yeah.
Is that
and
what's happening?
That's what I see when I look at Trump's rallies.
Got that? Atticus Finch wannabe Daniels is comparing the Democrat racist mobs of To Kill a Mockingbird to the people who attend the Trump rallies. Oh, talk about a weird obsession.
That's when I see the lies spewing at these people and people going, I got to believe in something, and he said he'd bring my manufacturing job back, and she didn't, and I'm all in.
Newsflash, wannabe Atticus Finch Daniels, but really Captain Ahab. That was no lie. President Trump followed through on his promise and brought back manufacturing jobs. Ask your neighbors up there in Michigan, the jobs came back. Maybe not a big deal to a multimillionaire actor in Hollywood, but it is a big deal to people that lost their jobs and are now fully employed again.
But at the end of the day, aside from, I don't want to pay taxes, it's race. It's race. This is about the Republican Party, or a wing of it, going, this is our last chance to save the party. And if we don't, it's the end of the Republican Party. And the only way they can do that was to tap the race button and say, go ahead, it's okay. And he did, and they did. And that was the only card they had left to play, and they played it. And they aren't going to go quietly.
Oh, there he goes again. Racism. Yeah, Trump rally people are racist, as sermonized by Atticus Finch Daniels.
Quietly. And that's why you look at the cowardice of the 15 or so Republicans in the Senate who are still quiet. And I'm not talking about Bob Corker and Jeff Flake and who's the other one that went out the back door.
Yeah.
That's not courage. That's not courage. That's making sure you've got a job somewhere after politics. Courage is standing up and being a true patriot like we used to have way back in 1776.
Yeah, that's Captain Ahab Daniels obsessing over the fact that he thinks they need 15 Republican senators to vote to convict Trump if he's impeached. And by the way, also another news flash, it's going to take more than 15 Republican senators to achieve that. And newsflash number 2, it's not going to happen. They'll be lucky if they get one. I doubt they'll even get a single Republican senator. So, mothership for you, Jeff.
And to look at Congress with all their politics going, well, if I do this, I can't do that. You're all worthless to me right now. You are all worthless. I need people to stand up and be heroic. Who are you? Because democracy is at stake.
Yeah, again, Captain Ahab Daniels is begging Congress to impeach Trump. Now, he didn't actually say it in so many words there, but we all know what he meant. Please, impeach him, please. Or again, I face the Heaven's Gate. And speaking of Heaven's Gate, let's take another look at Captain Ahab Daniels going full apocalyptic over the possibility of Trump being reelected. And remember, voters, if you vote for Trump again into office, it will be your fault that Jeff Daniels has that appointment with the mothership.
If the big gamble is to go all the way to November 2020, which I agree, and lose, it's the end of democracy.